Hi guys, welcome back to the Parents Uncensored YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I straighten Olivia's hair. It's quite the process. It takes a while. I'm not a professional, so this is just what I do. This is what works for us, and I hope that it can help some of you. So we're going to start out by taking this Smooth and Shine stuff here. I actually found this at Walmart. So I went to Walmart with the intention that I was going to look for the Chi Silk Infusions stuff to put on her hair because it's really supposed to help with the frizz and make it so there's no heat damage or anything like that. But of course, our Walmart didn't have anything, and we have like no other stores here, so I was kind of shit out of luck. I literally walked down the aisle like 3 times and just ended up finding this stuff on accident. It was right with like the, what does the sign say in the store? Like multicultural hair or something like that. It's right with all of the other curly haired products. And I was actually really surprised at how well it worked. So it was like $6, I think. And so the first time I used it, I was like, whatever, I'm not really expecting this to do that great of a job or anything like that. Like the cheese stuff that I was going to use was super expensive, so I was like, well, it's got to be good since it's like $20 freaking for a little bottle. So I bought that because she really wanted me to straighten her hair, and it's not something that we do all the time because I don't want to damage her hair. So right now I'm just using a blow dryer with a diffuser on the end, and it is on like the lowest heat setting. So I went ahead and I put that gel stuff in her hair. I guess I won't say gel. I don't know. It's got the consistency of a gel. But I went and put a pretty decent coat of that on her hair so that there is no damage from the hair dryer. And this process takes a while. Usually close to 20 minutes. Her hair does dry fairly quick, I suppose, considering how thick it is and stuff. But I'm again using the Easy Detangler brush. You can see how easily it's just gliding through her hair. I got all those tangles out in our wash video. If you didn't watch that, you can go ahead. I'll link that in the description box. You guys can go ahead and watch that real quick. So once I get it a little bit dry, I usually go ahead and start doing it in sections because it makes it go a lot faster. So I just pin that up real quick, and I'm just going to keep moving it around. The diffuser really helps so that it's not so much heat all in one spot. And obviously having it on the lowest heat setting, we want to do as little damage as possible. So the oil that I put in her hair also does a super good job of making it really shiny. Like you can see how shiny it looks just in the video right now. I usually kind of alternate between the brush and my fingers, whatever works. But at some point my arms usually end up getting tired, because it does take me close to 20 minutes, I think, to dry her hair. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let the top half of her hair down once I'm sure that the bottom part is really dry. You don't want to leave any kind of sort of wet spots near the scalp or anything like that, because it will be impossible to straighten, especially with her curl pattern. If it's wet, it's just going to go straight back into being curly. All right, now that my arms were about to fall off, it's finally dry. You can see just from using the hairdryer that it's taken, most of the curl right out of her hair. It's just very big and fluffy at this point. And she loves the camera. Her favorite thing after she gets her hair straightened, she'll sit there all day and just brush her hair and brush her hair. This is really a good representation of just how much hair she actually has. So I'm getting the straightener turned on. I am turning it up fairly high just because I've found in the past that if it's at a lower temperature, it doesn't do much. So I'm going to have her turn back around, fling all her hair back. And then I'm going to go in with the rat tail comb and just make a really sloppy part in her hair. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to start sectioning it off because if you try to do too big of sections, again, it won't get straight. So we're going to get all that and just pin it back up top until we're ready to get to that part. And then again, we're going to go back in with our heat protectant and smoother. I do put another, not a ton, but another decent layer on her hair before I go into that section again because I really do not want to do any damage to her hair. And so then I'm going to go in again and make even smaller sections. And we're just going to start straightening. Now, all that steam that you see, it's not her hair getting fried. It's not burning her hair. It's just from the heat protectant stuff because it's kind of wet on there. So we're going to keep going here. I like to use the comb so that I don't burn my fingers, even though I usually burn my fingers at least once. Now, with her hair, I get kind of nervous getting too close to her scalp. So sometimes there are some spots where it's not the straightest. Like there'll be a little bit of a bump still right by her scalp because I don't want to burn her. Also, she's 7, so she doesn't need to have perfect hair. I usually like to comb it out with that comb. It does a really good job. And then I'll usually go back in and try to get a little bit closer if I can and just try to smooth out some of those bumps, but I don't want to go over it 1,000,001 times. So if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. And then I'm having her get up here so you can really see just how long her hair is. The shrinkage is definitely real. Okay, and then we're just going to really repeat that process over until we get all of the hair done. I'm going to go ahead and section off another little part, and then I'm also going to put more heat protectant on there, like I said. Sometimes the ends are stubborn and I have to go over those, and honestly, she probably needs to get her ends trimmed, but I don't trust myself enough to do it, and there's definitely nobody in our town capable of doing it because I'm not just going to take her to any hairdresser. I need somebody who specializes in curly hair, and everybody in our town, we don't have anything fancy. Like we don't have why can't I think of what I'm trying to say? My mind is blank. We don't have like a place to get like eyelash extensions or anything fancy like that. All of like the haircut places, it's like a super old dude at the barber's or like a 60-year-old woman who's been working at the hair salon for the past 30 years. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but we need some innovation, some new stuff. Again, she really loves the camera. Okay, so now we're about to be on the last stretch of hair here. Just trying to fix a few bumps real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna let this hair down. She's looking at it. She loves to touch it. I'm gonna let that hair down, and then I'm gonna take my rat tail comb again, and I'm just gonna put a little part in her hair. It makes it way easier to straighten that way, and also I keep the part in like once I'm done, just so the hair has somewhere to lay and it's not just all over the place. And clip that out of the way so that it doesn't get tangled up with the other hair. She saw the steam. Again, it's not burning her hair. Now, I do have a fairly hard time like around her forehead and by her ears and stuff because she's got such tiny little hairs right there, and I can't grip them or get the straightener close enough to where I'm not going to burn her. So sometimes it is still just a little bit curly right there. One time before when I was straightening her hair, I did clip her ear, and obviously that doesn't feel good. So I try to not push it in those spots and just kind of let it be. Again, trying to get all those little tiny hairs to lay down. You can see kind of by where I parted her hair that there are some that are just sticking straight up, and I could not get them to lay down. So it just stayed that way. Yay, finally the last chunk of hair. One last time going in with the heat protectant. Okay, once I've got the final piece of hair done, I like to go back around once more and make any little touch-ups that need to be done, really comb it through another good time, and then I'm going to have her flip around here in a second so you guys can see the front. There's a couple little spots that I cannot get to lay down. They just have a mind of their own. It is super long. Super, super long. Now, when I do this, it will usually last probably close to a week. Obviously, if she gets it wet, it's going to go straight back to curls. Sometimes if she gets really sweaty, like all around her scalp and stuff, it'll just be a little bit of curls and then it'll still be straight. But for the most part, it'll last about a week. And like I said, this isn't something that we do a whole bunch. And now she gets to do her favorite thing here in a second and brush her hair. She could sit there and do that all day. If you guys want to see videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you're always up to date on our newest videos. Make sure to like this video and leave us a comment. And also go follow us on Instagram, parents_uncensored, and I'll leave the link for that in the description box. We'll see you guys next time.